Hey guys, Chris here. I wanted to share a quick and easy way to free up hard drive space and kind of clean up your computer if you think it's running slow using an application called CleanMyMac 3. So I had an opportunity to give this a shot, and one of the biggest things when I'm trying to clear out space on my computer is not knowing exactly where all the big files are. And CleanMyMac 3 actually goes through and finds those kind of files that aren't necessarily needed and cleans up your Mac. And I can just show you, I've used it tonight, and already I was able to reclaim 23.69 gigabytes of storage. And this super simple, super easy to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through it now. Probably won't find as much space now as I do it again, but I want to show you how easy it is. So once you install it, you load up an application, the application screen here, and this is what it takes you to. So you have some options just to start right off the bat and do a scan of all these different locations here. You've got system junk, photo junk, things like that. It'll find all the kind of unused miscellaneous storage that's just taking up space that isn't needed and kind of clean it up. And then there's some other options here which allows you to go into your applications and remove them, run some maintenances, as well as kind of initiate some privacy settings and things like that. But just real quick to show you, I don't think it'll take long. It's just running a smart cleanup. So we click on that and we're going to hit scan, and it's going to run through the files on my computer now. Like I said, I've run this just about 2 or 3 hours ago initially, and it's cleaned up about 23 gigs of space on my hard drive. Again, it goes through and finds these different areas that aren't necessarily needed. It's not going to delete any, say, pictures or movies you have, and to prove that, it'll actually have a section here that says large and old files, and when you click on that, it'll pull up all these large files. Like it had almost 80 gigs, but it doesn't delete them. This section actually will say, hey, these are the files we found that are big. We're not going to delete them unless you do it manually, for that reason. But it's nice to see, maybe where a large sum of videos or photos or something that you may not want are sitting at and how much space they're taking up. It also says when was the last time you opened the folder, so maybe it's something you realize you actually don't need and you can get rid of it. But as this goes, I'll kind of show you a quick little overview once it's completed here of what it looks like. Then I'll skip ahead to once it's complete so you can see exactly what the finished kind of product looks like. Again, it's probably not going to have as much as what it did the first time I ran it through, because I just ran it through and there's not going to be as much space to free up. So let's take a look at what the results show. Alright, so we're hopping here ahead, and you can see that it's already run the diagnostics of how much space it can clean up. It looks like now it's only getting about 74 megabytes. Again, I ran this probably 2 hours ago and it got cleaned up about 23 gigs. So this next time I do it, obviously it's not going to find as much, and you can even see as it went through like the photo junk, there's nothing to clean. iTunes says review. We can go in here and you can see the files that are in there. It's probably a bunch of applications and things which we can probably clear out. Device backups, which you can keep on, but see, it doesn't delete it just automatically. Kind of, if there's something that's a little unsure of, it'll kind of give you the opportunity to review it. Same with, like I mentioned, the large and old files. You can go in here and see exactly what is a huge amount of space that's being taken up. Obviously, like I said, there's kind of movie files that I think are for my photos that it's not going to just automatically delete. It gives you the opportunity to check them and then remove them, but it's not going to do it automatically, just to say that's sake of not deleting stuff that you may actually not want deleted. So it's a good way that it kind of checks to make sure nothing is getting deleted that you may not want. It's gonna get rid of the junk that's not necessary, but if there's any files or movies or things like that, it's gonna show up in this large and old files to let you kind of review them to make sure. So so here's our smart cleanup. We're gonna go ahead. So when I hit clean, again, it's not gonna erase these files or any files that need a review. I could go through and get rid of this, but I'm going to do it manually. But again, when I did it the first time, it didn't I didn't delete any of those, and it still cleared up about 23 gigs. So let's go ahead and just hit clean. It'll probably go, we want you to close any browser you have open, so we'll go ahead and close that. And this probably won't take long, again, because there's not a whole lot of space that's clearing up. And now it's done. So that's it, and it tells you how much it's cleaned up. Again, you can click up on this dashboard here on the right, and it gives you kind of an overview of how much it's cleaned up since the first time you've done it. Again, I've only done it twice now, and I've totaled 23 gigs of free space now. What's also cool is you have how much RAM is being used. You can free that up, and then here it kind of tells you exactly what's being taken up by different items. So it's really cool, and I was a little skeptical at first, using applications like this, but CleanMyMac 3, I have to say, I recommend, and it's a really nice way of automatically going through and clearing up your hard drive without having to try and find all those folders and files that may be really hard to find. So if you're interested, you can purchase the application. There's a link in the description below. Check it out. Again, I recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it if it's something I really didn't believe in, but again, I'm using this on my computer, so you can see kind of how it works and that it does do a lot of good. So check it out. If you got any questions, let me know. Subscribe if this video helps you, and again, there's a link to the CleanMyMac 3 application in the description below for you to check out. So hopefully you enjoy it, and thanks everybody for watching. See ya.